Hello. We are glad you're here for a wonderful, great time. We're going to party like it's 1999. And speaking of which, before we get started, want to introduce who you have here. Today you have the wonderful Money Coach Mary RN, the one and only, the
In
one
the
that can
house.
shock your finances into order. But she does more than just finances because she will shock you right in line. If she has to pull those paddles, better look out.
Better watch out.
And then you also have me. Now, today we have a unique topic. I just have to say. Don't know where it came from, but on this podcast, we love to just run with things. We just roll. And so today is about rolling. We were going to be talking a different topic. And so last minute we had to make a change. And I think we had like 30 seconds or something like that. It was just like, hurry up. And it just like, boom, here we go. So we don't even really know too much about the topic. It's just something that came up. Now,
I'll tell you,
being
don't know anything about the topic.
being that we are coaches and we do have a lot of fun, let's get this started off by, hey, you know what? Sometimes you're driving along and you think everything is good, right? And then all of a sudden your tire, oh my gosh, what just happened? And you've all had that from time to time. When you have an instant blowout, who knows why, who knows where it comes from? Well, there's a way to be prepared for that, right? You have a spare tire. But my gosh, the expensive cost it's going to cost to pay for that tire. Well, that's why we have emergency funds, right?
Right. The power
But
of the mighty emergency fund.
but having those backup plans, right, is always good. So we're going to look at different ways that disaster can come and how we can overcome those. Because we've got some great things coming after all. I just got to say this, you guys. What is going on with the weather? One minute it's sunny, the next minute we have snow.
Maybe where you are, not us.
We are in that time frame that Mother Nature doesn't know what to do. Winter is holding on with everything they got, right? So speaking of throwing your plans into a wrench, let's talk about that wrench for a little bit.
We all hate when that wrench pops up because it comes at the most inconvenient time. Like David was saying, you blow a tire out, your hot water heater goes out, any number of catastrophes. Jill, if you take the time to have an emergency fund, that turns that emergency into an inconvenience.
Hmm.
You don't want to have to take the money out to pay for it, but it sure beats having to go into debt to do it. So we, gosh, a year and a half ago now, um, was going out of town for my birthday. My car got totaled the night before, and we were supposed to drive. So I didn't worry about it because I knew we had an emergency fund. We bought a new vehicle, not a new vehicle, but a new to me vehicle. That emergency, an inconvenience. And that's a heck of an inconvenience.
Yeah. Well, Mary, I just have to say, with what you just said, I loved how you said it, and I'm going to explore that just a little bit. I just got a new car. Well, it wasn't a new car, it was a new to me car. Now,
Mhm.
for those that know me, I love playing with words, right? And I will leave you on the hook. If you're not rolling with me, you're not going to catch what I'm doing. And I used to get brand new cars. Matter of fact, right even from the showroom. I haven't gotten a brand new car in a long time. My last new car was in 2020. Okay. Well, it was the year of 2020, which means it was actually 2019. Um, However, I get new cars all the time. Now, the difference is I won't say it's a brand new car, but I say it's a new car. So somebody that's not knowing me, that's just hearing from the background, they're like, "Oh, wait, you got a brand new car? That's so nice. What's that car out there that looks a little older? Don't look brand new. It looks nice, but it doesn't look like a brand new car. Is that your car? Oh yeah, that's my car. So your brand new car that you got is still at home. Well, I didn't say a brand new car. I just said my new car.
Yeah, new car.
And I love how you corrected it. It was like, no, 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 no. It's new to me car.
Right. Well, a lot of people think that you have to have a brand new car or it's not new. This one was apparently pre-loved. That's all I can say. Her name is Pearl, and I do love her, so she will be loved by me too.
Hmm. And
The big thing was we didn't have to stress over it. They were just chomping at the bit to finance me.
hmm
Nope. Wrote a check.
yep. And the really nice thing is, especially since we're talking about cars, um, you want to get a nice new car. I love the single owner cars,
Hmm.
right? And yay, Aaron is in the house. I love those single owner cars. And I really love, I'm sorry if I say it in the wrong way, y'all. I say it with love. I love those granny cars
Yes, absolutely.
because they're
They're
not
babies.
beaten on, they're taken
Nope.
care of. And
Most of them
so,
are garage queens.
yes. So if I find a granny or somebody that just passed away and people just want to get rid of their stuff, I'm in heaven. Okay.
Hmm.
And you walk in with cash. Now you go in with cash to a dealership, the price goes up.
Hmm.
So you find the car you want. Now, definitely, if you're getting it from somebody, make sure you take it to a mechanic. Well, I would do that even if you got it from
Right,
a dealership. Just
right.
saying.
True.
But anyhow, you have cash with a person, the price goes down. Instead of raising the price, they come down. Because
Mhm.
think of it this way, when they come up with a price, they're like, okay, well, and I'm just going to throw numbers out there. Well, you know what? I really have to have $10,000. So I'm going to market it for 15,000 and see what I get. They're
Hmm.
already expecting for it to come down a little bit. Well, if you throw cash, and they don't have to worry about, doing this and doing that and all this kind of stuff, they can just get the money right now.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, they're going to give you the bottom of the line price right away. And then you can even see a little bit more. So, Mary, you have a car, your bottom rate is $10,000,
Hmm.
but you marketed it for 15.
Hmm.
And so I come up to you. Well, I could get this car. I mean, I got I got cash in hand right now, but I'm not really sold on it. Um, what's going to make me get this car right now?
Um, Hello, the salesperson.
You're not playing the game with me. So anyhow, a lot of times if you don't sound interested,
Yeah.
they're going to come down on the price a little bit. But then you got cash in hand, they're just going to go right down.
Yeah.
And then you see if you can nudge a little bit more.
Right.
If that's their rock bottom price, they ain't budging. Take it and walk out the door. Um, you know, there's a lot of tricks you can do, but well, 10,000 is the bare minimum I'm going to go.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? I got 9,000 right now. I'll give you 9,000 cash for a signed clean title.
Most people will take that.
And most people will be like, okay, here you go. Some
Right.
people will be like, nah, 10,000 was my rock bottom. And then I'd still pull out 10,000.
Aaron, handling the blowouts made me feel like when my kids were babies.
You know,
That's kind of what I was thinking you were going. I'm like, what exactly are we going to talk about tonight, David?
well, and Aaron brought up a commercial that I kind of remember, and I don't know, a little bit ago. Doritos. The baby inside the belly wants the Dorito. And
I
the
didn't see that
father's
one.
sitting there is going like this, and the stomach's going like this as watching the Dorito. And then the mother is like, quit playing around, grabs it and throws it out the window, and the baby,
I didn't see that one. That'd be interesting.
yeah,
I'll have
it,
to look
it
that
was,
one up.
I forget what year, but it was, one of the commercials during Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, but no, this came up because last minute we had to come up with a new title. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, do we run with the same title we were going to do? Do we change the title? What do we do? And we decided we were going to change the title, and it's like, um, you know, let's just go with it, right? Um, we're going at a whim's notice anyhow. We're good at doing that. Um,
Yep.
and we ring it most of the time, so. But yeah, speaking of which, it's just like, so you can get the drop dead bottom and then push it a little bit further. And when
Hmm.
you're dealing with a person, they're not a trained salesman.
Right.
Usually you can get what you're asking because
Hmm.
they're looking, wait, I can get the cash now
Yeah, cash now.
versus who knows if I'm going to get the 10,000.
Hmm.
So some people are looking at it like that, and it's like, so you got a $15,000 car and you got it for 9,000. Now, if you
Hmm.
try to be stupid and say, I'll give you 5,000 for it,
Right.
you might as well kiss it goodbye. They're not going to go that
Right.
cheap. Nobody in
Correct.
their right mind would go that cheap, because then they're thinking, do you even have the money? And you don't dare show somebody the money because then you may get robbed,
Hmm.
you know. So you got to be smart about it. And it's all about being smart.
Hmm.
And I'm even the type of
Absolutely.
person where I don't have the money with me. But when I'm ready to close a deal, the money is there. Just that way, if you want to rob me, good luck. There ain't nothing for you to get.
Right.
You see those all the time and talk about a blowout.
Mm.
I'm going to go sell something. And when you go to sell it, instead of making money, you get robbed.
Yeah.
Not only do you lose a product, but you also lose everything you had,
Right.
you know? No, thank you. Well, I go in
Right.
public places, and there's a lot of horror stories out there.
Mm.
Think of that kind of a blowout.
Hmm.
You go to sell, matter of fact, this is a true story. You go to sell a toaster to someone, really good price, but then when you go to sell the toaster, not only did you lose the toaster, not only did you not get paid, but you lost the toaster. You lost your car and everything that was inside your car.
Yeah. Horror
And
stories.
yeah, and they're out there. But I was at a public place. Yeah, this person went to Walmart
Right.
with all the cameras and everything. They have to search it later, but the person had a mask on. And they took your car. So they don't know what vehicle they came in. They don't
Exactly.
know, what the license plate. They don't know anything about that person. They just know your vehicle. And by the time the cops get there, good luck finding it,
Yeah, it's a
you
shame.
know? So, I mean, you got to be smart about things. It is smart to go to a public place, but make sure it's a very public place.
Right.
I'm not going to meet you at my car. I'll meet you inside the store, or something like that, especially if it's a toaster. I mean, it's a small item.
Right.
Carry it with you. Put it in your bag, right?
Mhm.
And it's old. They know it's not a brand new one coming from that store. Come on now. So, with that being said, what other kinds of blowouts or issues can we come across with that we can handle? We have 5 people in this chat right now. Anybody in this room. Now, I do know that you have to be subscribed and logged in order to chat. So if you're not, make sure you subscribe and log in so that you can, or well, I guess you have to be logged in to subscribe, but make sure you subscribe and logged in so that you can chat. Let us know what kind of disasters you come across. I
Well,
know.
David, we very often, our clients are experiencing a disaster.
Mhm,
And that's where we come in to be able to guide them through the calmness or to the calmness just by being able to stop and be a sounding board.
mhm,
Very often, that's all is necessary.
yeah,
You're so wound up, you need to verbalize.
exactly.
And having an empathetic coach to verbalize that to lessens your stress level basically on the spot
Mhm,
because you realize you're not alone.
yeah, yeah. And we're all in the same boat. We may not be in the same boat, but we're
Mm-hmm.
in a boat just like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, um, we have something that we're going to be talking about. Um, Dave Ramsey has Financial Peace University. And I know a person that used to train other Ramsey coaches how to do Financial Peace University. And there was this one that was trying to be able to do these Financial Peace Universities. They were a coach as well, and they wanted to get the confidence to be able to do these. And this one person was working with their client, and a lot of times they like all their clients to go through this course just so they have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And they had one credit card left. What is it going to take to get rid of that last temptation? And they said, well, when I get $10,000 in my emergency fund. Okay, let's start working on that. Go to Financial Peace University to where this other Ramsey preferred coach, oh, it's okay to have credit cards. I'm completely debt free, and pulls out a stack of credit cards.
Oh, mercy.
Talk about a blowout. That client that night was like, you know what? I don't need coaching from you anymore. I
Right.
knew it was coming because the thing we're working on, the other person just told me the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So blowouts can come in all different ways, shape, and form.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what kind of a blowout have you experienced recently or in the past? Doesn't necessarily have to be a car blowout. It could be your financial blowout. Your finances just blew away. I know I was living in a place. This is a real good place, top of the line. So good that you wouldn't want to keep your car radio in the car when you're not in your car. And I went on vacation. I was gone for 3 weeks. My place was stripped clean. The wires in the walls were ripped out.
Wow.
So you think, well, strip clean, that means no more TV, no furniture, all that kind of, yeah, all that stuff gone, all personal items, um, all that was gone, and even the wires inside the walls were ripped out because they can get
Wow.
it for the copper. I'm like, geez, how long did it take you to get all that kind of stuff?
No kidding. No kidding.
Was I gone that long? I mean, were
Well,
they
for at least a
watching
long
as soon
time.
as I walked out the door, they started, robbing me blind? Talk about a blowout. Coming home to find everything gone. That was many years ago. Many years ago. Um, but yeah, that was very interesting. Thankfully, I don't live in a place like that no more. And I've gotten into a better place where I don't have to, you know. So now I actually want people that if they live in a situation like that, I understand sometimes people live in wherever they can live because your house
Right.
is number one. but let's get you in a better place, you know? At that time, I was living in real East Detroit. And I say real East Detroit because a lot of times when people say Detroit, East Detroit, they're like, oh, that's Sterling Heights. That's no, 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 no. I'm talking about real East Detroit. Not the cushiony East Detroit, which is like East Side. That's not even Detroit. No, I'm talking about
Hmm.
real East Detroit, which now I think is all the sports and stuff like that, which basically there's no crime where all that is because of all the cops. So I'm not talking about, anything recent. But yeah, um, talk about being on vacation, coming home, and finding you have nothing left.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, I'll make a long story short, I did find some of the stuff, and I wasn't a nice person back then. So I got some of my stuff back, and I took care of that person.
Hmm.
But that's for another time, another day. Um, but the heart of the story is the surprise when you come home and everything's gone.
Yeah. I actually had that happen one night too. I was gone. I was only gone overnight, but they had kicked my back door in.
Mm,
It's like three panes of glass, and so they kicked the back door in and came in, robbed me clean. Came home the next day. I'm like, what in the world?
hmm.
Yeah, that's something.
Yes. Yep. And that's an eye opener. We
Hmm.
all have stories. We can go story after story after story. And you know what? Speaking of which, those stories is what makes our foundation. That's what makes us stronger.
Hmm.
Because I always say it this way, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And that's true. If it killed you, you don't have nothing to talk about. If you
Right.
make it, you got a story.
Hmm.
And now you can help somebody else so they don't have to do what you just went through. You know,
Yep.
I lived in a building so good, the cops wouldn't go unless it was the whole entire force.
Hmm.
You know, that's how good of a building it was. Very tall tower building. I don't even remember how many floors. I think it was like 15 or 20 floors. It was a
Wow.
really tall tower building. And yeah, the cops wouldn't go there unless it was the whole force.
Hmm.
So if you've seen cops coming in there, whatever they're coming for, you better look out
Right.
because they don't come in there.
Target. They're targeted.
Yep. So it's like, run!
Hmm.
So with that being said, what kind of a blowout are you worried about? What are you thinking can happen?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you, anybody in the room,
Okay.
anybody who wants to answer.
Right.
So far, we got 5 people. Well, we
Hmm.
got 6 people. Um, and back to 5.
Hmm.
Um, we got Aaron speaking. Let's bring some other people in. Um, come on up. And sometimes we've even been known to bring somebody live right up on inside here.
We have been known to do that.
So you never know.
But don't make that be let you be afraid to speak up because
Yes,
you don't have to join in. You don't have to appear on the camera. You
that's
want to
right.
leave it in the chat, you can do that. It's
Yep.
a safe zone.
Yeah, we always ask first. We don't force. We
Right?
don't force
There's
anybody
no
to do
judgment.
anything.
Nope.
Even when we're coaching, one of the things I love doing is, hey Mary, would you mind if we do a little exercise right now? We don't just throw it on you. Hey Mary, I need you to jump up and down 20
Right.
times, put your hands
Right.
up, like jumping jacks.
Hmm.
Mary's gonna look at me like, you crazy? Who you think
You're
I
right.
am? I ain't doing that for you. I don't even do that for my coach. No. Oh, things we come up with, right?
Yes.
And y'all, this is what you get when you go on the fly. Speaking of which, we were talking about Financial Peace University. And I'm just going to say this now while we're waiting for some um, feedback. This Monday coming up is going to be our last episode of Financial Breakthrough Foundations. This was happening pretty much this whole month. The link is in the description. Come on in. And this is actually a really good episode. But starting next month, we're going to start Financial Breakthrough Workshop. We're going to dive in deep. And y'all, you're going to get the tricks on how to become debt free. But then,
Right.
even when you're debt free, get the tricks to become a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
This is the blueprint to really knock your socks off.
Yep.
Now, all you guys know, most people in the world knows Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. We're all coaches, trained, and used to do Financial Peace University. Financial Peace University could not go in Canada. Guess what? Financial Breakthrough does not have university. We can go in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It was created pretty much so that there is no borders, so we can help all. I know so many Canadians. Matter of fact, I was talking to one just earlier this week, and they wanted to find out about Financial Peace University because they were not allowed to take it. And so we were talking a little bit about that. So a lot of Canadians want to join Financial
Mm-hmm.
Peace University but are not able to. Well, now they can. It is not restricted because it does not say university.
Right. Play on words.
Yep. And they are coaches that used to do Financial Peace University, so very well trained. So you're in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
And also, just to mention, we have the wonderful, the famous Aaron in the chat. Now, Aaron is a wonderful coach. He's also been on this podcast a couple times.
Yep.
There's also a workshop starting, matter of fact, today, about an hour after we get off here. And you're welcome to join in. If you go to the calendar of events, you'll be able to see it listed there. Y'all starting a business. Y'all need to come. Okay? For the next 6 weeks, it's going to help you set up and get your business going. This is the workshop that's going to blow your mind. Ah, that is an interest. That is interesting. I'm gonna dive in on that in just a little bit.
I'm thinking he needs to go on and explain himself.
Yes. But this coming up is going to get your business going based on where you are at so that you don't have a blowout in your business, that you can be set and stable for whatever you want to do. You want to go full 100% in, you trademark. If you don't want to go 100% in, you don't trademark. How do you want to set up your business? DBA, LLC, C corporation, S corporation? What level? We're going to go over all that stuff and help you set it up properly. Even to how to pick your name, how to pick your colors, your brand, everything to get you going. You don't want to miss this. Now, diving in, when I sit here, can't think of any blowouts. Almost fell right into a blowout. The whole, wait, hold on.
Almost
Almost,
fell into a blowhole
yeah,
one time.
yeah. So, my mind, when I see that, I'm thinking you were swimming or something out in the ocean because this person, just give a little feedback. This person here is Hawaiian and he has been known to go surfing where the sharks are. Well, where the sharks is also whales. And whales have a blowhole. The bigger the whale, the bigger the blowhole. So my mind thinking he was surfing, didn't realize what was going on, The whale kind of pushed him up. He thought it was a wave. It went down, and he went right in. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
I think he needs to come on and explain himself.
Yes, I do too. So,
Aaron, will you come on? Crickets.
and even if you don't want to come on, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just give us a little explanation in the chat because my mind is going some crazy places. But I can, especially being a surfer. Now, actually, let me rephrase. I'm not a surfer. I once did go onto the water, do those jet ski things, right? Where you're laying back and you're
Mhm.
holding on, and the jet ski, as the boat takes off, is supposed to pull you right side up.
Mhm.
So you're laying like this, and you're supposed to come up like this. It's not as easy as they say.
Never.
So a few times around, I never even came up. The first time I came up, I came up and right back in face first. It took a while to learn. Okay, they say hold your knees straight. You stay stiff. Well, when you're stiff, you ain't moving. You go like this the whole
Mhm.
time. Well, no, you
Mhm.
have to bend your knees. Well, when you bend your knees, then you plink like that, right? It's like for those that drive stick shifts, right? When you come out of first into second, you have to play with the gas and the clutch. Most gears, clutch all the way down, gas all the way up. You switch gears and then you switch. It's like boom, boom. Not that
Mhm.
forceful, but I'm trying to be example. But your first gear, you play with it in order to switch the gears.
Mhm.
So same thing with your knees. You have to play with it. Your knees bend it a little bit as you come up, straighten up. So as
Mhm.
you come up, you stay up. Then it's fun. It took me 3 days to figure out how to do that, guys. 3 days. Now, of course, to be honest with you, the people in the boat, they were doing more laughing than they were trying to help me out.
Right.
So if
Great
I actually
teachers.
had an instructor, it might have been different.
Probably.
So that's the, kind of like deep water kind of experience I've had. Nothing compared to like surfer dude Aaron.
So for dude.
Now, when you guys have seen him, like even if you look at one of our past podcasts when he was on, or anytime you see him, he has this background behind him. And that background is a real background. Real Hawaiian waves. He used to surf on those waves. Matter of fact, one of his family members is in those waves.
Holes in the lava rocks that blow when the tide comes in. Okay. Tide goes out, crazy people jump in and are blown back up when the tide comes in. My friends tried to push me in. Those are great friends, Aaron.
Aaron, I have to say, I have friends like that too. They would rather a laugh than they would our safety, especially when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was not thinking like that. I didn't even know about that. I'm glad you explained that. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, awesome that you explained it, not awesome about your friends. See the fun we have up in here, y'all? The fun we have. So you guys got to just come check this out and see the excitement. Now, speaking of that, we're going to be having a lot of excitement coming as we're coming up. We've got some podcasts in the works, and I say podcasts because there's a couple good ones getting ready to come in the works. One, the last Tuesday of every month, we're gonna have some debates, dudes and dudettes. We're gonna have some debates. Matter of fact, the hotter the better, right? If we can get them arguing and really like, come on, let's go at it. Bah, bah, bah. Now it's gonna be virtual, so they can't
Right.
physically fight.
Right.
But if they can get into some good debates, awesome. The hotter, the juicier, the better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the hosts are going to be very impartial. You're not going to know their opinion either way. They're just there to keep the peace. So it's going to be live. It's going to be off the chain. So the first one is coming in May. Y'all got to check it out. It's going to be on fire. Now, I don't know what that topic is going to be yet. We just came up with it. It's been in the works for a little bit, and we just came up with it. Matter of fact, this week. So that one's coming, and there's another podcast coming too, and that's in the beginning works. So I'm just going to throw that teaser out there. There's things coming that's going to make these pop like you wouldn't believe. Also, I'm just going to say here, we've got a special guest coming on this podcast that is going to be none like you've ever heard before. This guest is going to be top notch, off the chain. Like, oh my gosh, you actually got this person on. So you have to stay tuned so you can find out who that guest is.
You're mean.
You know, right? You know
Jesus.
what?
Aaron.
Now, you know what? Speaking of that, I know several Jesuses, right? Matter of fact, if you go down towards like Mexico, there's a lot of Jesus. Now, it's probably not the Jesus you're talking about, because there's only one of those. But
Mhm.
Jesus himself, that's a very common name in Mexico. It's actually, so just saying. Now, it's not spoke like Jesus, but it's spelled
Right.
like Jesus.
Right.
So that's one of the biggest differences. And the meaning behind the name is different. So, and I know Aaron, and I think the one he's talking about is the Messiah Jesus, which is only one, and his name actually means Messiah. But in Mexico, or in Spanish, Jesus does not mean Messiah.
Yeah, that's Jesus.
Yes, Jesus. Yep. So, anyhow, a little fun. So, great things coming. And speaking of that,
Mhm.
because I love, teasers in the middle of the podcast, um, we have a couple days left. There's a link in the description that gives you free coaching.
Mhm.
However, it's not any kind of coaching. So you're going to take a assessment to figure
Mhm.
out your critics that are holding you back. Then you're going to go to a discovery session to talk about those critics. Then you get coaching completely free on controlling those critics.
Mhm.
Now, that only happens till the end of that link is only going to work until tomorrow about noon.
Mhm.
Pretty much any time in the United States. It'll actually stop working at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So I put noon because in California time, I think it's like noon or 1 o'clock. So that way, if I
Mhm.
say noon, no matter what time zone you're in, you're good.
Right.
But it'll work until 5 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you jump into that assessment and do the discovery because you're going to get a free coaching session.
Interesting.
That's only for till the end of the month, and it's almost here. So jump in.
Yep.
Now, getting back into our live topic, blowouts. Mary, what's the worst blowout you can think of? I've got one in my head, but I want to hear from you first.
I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Go ahead, David.
Okay. So we've talked about cars, driving along and you having a blowout, and stuff like that. And I actually had one time when I was first learning, I had to change a tire, and I put another tire on the car and tightened the lug nuts. Didn't realize that when you drop the jack, you're supposed to tighten it up again.
Mhm.
So with me saying that, you can already imagine, um, you know, so it didn't happen right away, but down the road, all of a sudden my it's like boom, 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 because the tire is wobbling, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
not knowing much about cars, didn't think nothing of it. Well, I'll have somebody take a look at it. Going onto the freeway, coming down the ramp, all of a sudden my tire decides to go.
Oh,
It went flying across the freeway, jumped the medium in the center, went all the way
wow.
down. It was, when we found it, it was 4 miles down the road.
Whoa.
And I had dragged on the part with no tire, and
Sure.
that whole side had to be redone.
Yeah.
But that's not the blowout I'm thinking of. Cars are pretty brutal, but cars only have 32, 35, 40 pounds of pressure. Have you ever been in a semi? Have you ever been next to a semi's tire? Those things are huge. 100 pounds of pressure.
Yeah, they're huge.
You notice the blast of a blowout with a 30-pound pressure tire.
Right.
Imagine the blast of a 100-pound pressure tire.
No, no, thank you.
Now, driving along and your tire gets blown out, and you'll get blown. The whole truck, like the tire goes out this way, you'll get blown that way just because of the pounds of pressure. But think about the people that's next to that air pressure, 100
Yeah, no
pounds of
kidding.
pushing them. That can
Mm-hmm.
push another semi, much less a car, truck, or I don't care what you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're next to a semi with a blowout, so I'm thinking of major blowout, semi, tire blown out, and don't let it be one of the back ones that have two tires right next to each other. Let it be the one in the front where it's alone.
Right.
Can you think of another blowout that might be worse?
That's a pretty good one, David.
Thankfully, I've never experienced anything, whether next to it or in the semi. I've never experienced that kind of a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it might be fun to experience it.
I don't think it'd be fair.
It might be devastating,
It might be devastating.
but think of it like a roller coaster, right? You got ups and downs. Yay! Yeah, yay! Right?
Mm-hmm.
Ups and downs. So when you get pushed, right? The excitement you can have. I didn't even think about that. Um, Airplanes have
Mm-hmm.
tires.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is an airplane is very large. Um,
No, really?
Sometimes as big as a football field or half a football field. But their tires are very tiny.
Mm-hmm. Tiny tires.
So I'm always amazed that this huge vehicle goes on these
Mm-hmm.
two tires. Now, in my opinion, they probably change those tires every single time. Because think of it. Now, taking off,
Right.
whatever. But when you land, you got all that weight coming down onto the tires,
Right.
and it's like boom, boom. They usually jump, right? All that weight coming onto those tires. How many times can it have? Because think of it. You guys watch the Dukes of Hazzard? But generally, every time it took off, it came down, it destroyed the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now it was destroying axles and stuff like that. But just
Mm-hmm.
think, um, you got all that weight coming onto those two little tires. So that is
They're itty
interesting.
bitty tires.
Yeah. So that is an interesting concept to think about is airplanes. What would happen if an airplane had a blowout? The tire, woof, and the whole plane's like, unk. Yeah, that would be devastating. Thankfully, airplanes don't drive on those little tires.
Right.
That's only takeoff and landing, thankfully. But the landing is the brutal part,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That skid.
Yeah, that is definitely. Thankfully,
Mm-hmm.
we did not have a blowout uh, for the airplane. That is a good point
Correct.
because that would be That would be a night to remember, you
Or
know?
not.
True that. True that. Or not.
Right.
Just imagine the testimony you would have
Yes.
coming out of that one.
Right.
So, well, speaking of that, um, airplanes. You're up in the air, high up in the, way up in the sky. You have nowhere to go. Now, yes, you're not going to have a tire blowout,
True.
because there's no tires. Everything's tucked under. However, if you open up a door, what happens?
But air rushes out.
You get sucked out, right?
Mhm.
Open a window, you get sucked out
Mhm.
just because of the pressure. That's a different kind of blowout.
True.
I still would call that a blowout, especially if you're the one near the door or the window when it
Yeah.
opens and you go flying. I would say that would be a
That's a
blowout.
blowout. Yeah. Valid.
That might even feel like the blowhole getting pushed into,
It could be. Could be.
you know. Thankfully, I haven't done either one.
Mhm.
So speaking of which, now we wanted to talk about blowouts, but then we wanted to talk about, taking those lemons and turning them into lemonade. Well, it was good having you, Aaron. But now we want to talk about turning those lemons into lemonade. Because if we just talked about the disasters, what's the benefit from it? And these, we always want you to benefit from it.
Right.
So, speaking of those blowouts, now we need to have, okay, we have the blowout. Where's our cushion so we don't land so hard?
Hmm.
Now, we talked about the tires having an emergency fund. But let's forget about the emergency fund right now and think of ways we can have that cushion to protect us. So if you're in an airplane, you're near the door that got blown off or open, whatever, and you get blown out, what's a safety net that you could have had to cushion you?
Parachute.
Parachute, yes. So if you're on an airplane, pack a parachute.
They have to fit in the overhead bin.
Um, I would not want to put a parachute in the overhead bin because
Right.
the thing is then I have to go there. I want the
Hmm.
parachute on my back.
Hmm. That
Um,
will not be comfortable to sit.
but it'd be safe.
Hmm.
And this is gonna kind of show you my skills right now. Um, pull out a little bit of the parachute and use it as a pillow. Be like, oh, this is good. I know those
Better
are
than the
packed in a
$5 pillow they charge you.
yeah, and I know they pack them a certain way so when you pull the string it comes out at the
Mhm.
right time. So I know you can't really pull it out,
Right.
but just thinking, um,
Oh, if you could.
yeah, I know. There was this one guy, he was hilarious. He has a YouTube channel and he always takes trips to Alaska, one of the coldest places on this world. And he packs one bag that seems to have everything that he needs and more.
Wow.
He'll pull out a small little thing like this that actually make a huge tent. It's like, what?
Hmm. Hmm.
He has a sleeping bag in there that he pulls out to keep warm. It's just the amazing things he pulls. It's like, how did you fit all that in there?
Right.
He has a pan that actually is metal, but it telescopes. It's like flat, but it makes an actual pan, and it's metal. How can you do that? And just some of the things he comes up with and pulls out, it's like he's been doing this a time or two. He has a YouTube channel, and I've seen somebody watch it. And every time I see them watching, it's like it interests me, and I have no clue who this guy is.
Right.
And I don't even know where his YouTube channel is, but I've seen it. It's kind of awesome. So if you're
Hmm.
around and you catch this guy, it's a pretty good podcast. Well, no, he doesn't do a podcast, but it's a pretty good show that he has on the YouTube. So
Nice.
very
Nice.
informational.
Something to
Now
look up.
he's prepared.
Hmm.
You know, he'll get a hotel room, and then he won't even stay there. He goes out hiking. He gets the hotel room, so when he's done hiking, he comes back. He has a place to take a shower
Hmm.
before he goes back home.
Makes sense.
So, well, that's nice. That's fine. Great. But why did you pay your whole trip in a hotel when all you had to do is get one night? I guess that way he knows he has a place.
Money to burn.
Yeah. But he's very resourceful, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
and he'll make food and everything like that. And it's just like, how did you even have that? How did you even come up with that? You know,
Hmm.
very
Yeah.
resourceful.
Right.
Back in the day, I'm going to show my age a little bit for all those out there. Back in the day, how many people know MacGyver? Not the new crappy MacGyver they have now.
Yeah. The old MacGyver.
The old MacGyver, the good one, that a roll of duct tape can fix anything.
Right. That's still true.
He is very wise. No matter what pitfall, blowout, issue he has, he
Hmm.
comes up with some way, shape, or form to be able to get out of it. He has a piece of gum that seals this. Duct tape, he always has duct tape,
Sure.
you know?
Universal tool.
Yeah. And it's just, that is just an amazing
Mhm.
to have those kind of skills. And then you
Correct.
can think of, okay, so I'm a MacGyver. I go to the airport, TSA, and I have a roll of duct tape. What is TSA going to say about a roll of duct tape? Sir, what do you have this for? Because I'm going to tie some people up.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's not
Might not want to say that.
explosive. What is
No.
the issue? But I can just
Right.
see their minds going crazy,
Yeah. True.
you know? So, what kind of survivor tools could you have? Could you carry with you? Could you have accessible wherever you're at? That no matter what came up at you, no matter what type of blowout you had, you were always victorious.
Dental floss.
Strong.
Hmm.
If it doesn't cut your fingers, it'll actually pull you up.
Hmm.
Could tie it on things to give you a landmarker to get back out.
Right.
So yeah,
Hmm.
dental floss would be very good, and it's usually very tiny. Um, very easy to carry with you.
Definitely not explosive.
Yep, definitely not explosive. So that would be very good. Very good tool. So yeah, I could see
Hmm.
that. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is an RN that came with that tool like that. And that's not even something she uses in her practice.
How do you know?
You're not a dentist.
You don't have to use it for dental. It's a
As we
tool.
just explained, you're right.
Right. It's a tool.
You know,
Can be used for all sorts of stuff.
so I stand corrected. She does use it. Look out, because you may be getting dental floss being used on you.
You might be getting flossed.
Now, I do know, so there is this one thing. Water is life.
Mhm.
Water is in everything and provides everything. Um, you want clearer skin? Drink
Mhm.
water. You're under the weather? Drink water. Flush
Mhm.
out your system.
Mhm.
You want to take somebody out? Drown them.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
so with dental floss, it cleans your teeth.
Mhm.
Um, It can leave landmarkers for you. It can pull things for you, pull you up. And if you're irritated with somebody, it can also take them out.
Correct. 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 I don't know if I like where you're going with all this, David.
Just trying to come up with other blowouts.
Okay. David, I am going to have to sign off because I have a client meeting.
Well, everybody, it has been awesome. We have had a great time. And remember, all the links are in the description below. Make sure you check them out. So we've got Financial Peace turned into Financial Breakthrough coming up on Mondays. We have all the different things in the description below. So on that note, we thank you for coming, and we will see you next time. And Mary, any last words?
Got to do the dang thing.